Welcome back to part number 4 of my Imperator Seleukid Empire Marius live stream here, this is the second live stream of the day. I figured why not do it. There's a bit of administrative work that I want to get done, and also a small war here, and then just burn some time until the Majoran truce expires. Maybe try to let our Chosia integrate, create a new client state in this province here, provided we take it. And then the next episode, we'll try to take 100 war score out of Mayura from wherever we can get it to our client state. Then we'll redeclare on their tributary here, which we need to get a claim going on immediately. And then we'll take 100 war score to ourselves, mostly from Mayura, maybe a couple provinces, or a couple maybe here, we'll get here, there, and then maybe, who knows, we may even make it to their capital province. I'm not sure in that war, but I'm sure that won't be this episode. I have these guys moving up towards our intended target here, very small, unaffiliated, former Majoran client state. We have claims on it. I believe the claims exist due to our... I think that they're here because of Seleukid. I'm not exactly sure whether they're going to last or not, but whatever the case is, we're going to hurry up about it. In between episodes, I married off of these daughters. I got tired of waiting. I just married them off to whomever. They're not royals. They won't get the bonus, but the next guy in line wasn't coming available until sometime. They go a great family sort here. I think there's a 13-year-old coming of age at some point. I didn't want to wait. I'd probably forget, and then he'd get married, and she would never have any offspring, and our king, Basilius, could die. Anyway, let's just go. We're getting these guys back over towards this area, and then I want to get some more Macedonians into Seleukid Megale. Where are you going? Ah, this guy is headed... I have him headed back to the capital. I note that you can't raise any cohorts to your legion unless you have a legion there. So this is going to be the second army. We're going to keep him back at the capital just in case some shenanigans should transpire in the area, and maybe we'll be able to set him to task to prevent from a total meltdown. Because this last war was very... I didn't expect it to have been like a 4.5-year war. It seemed to go very quickly. I would have bet like 2 years at the outside, 2.5, but it was 4.5, which means that it'll be a while if we do get engaged over in this area before we could respond to it in any meaningful manner. Then again, you look here, and if the AI does this sort of thing, and I'm fairly sure it has access to the information, we have a 612, so Egypt would have to be a little bit wonky at this point to declare, unless they had help or whatnot. But I don't expect a war exactly, but the AI can do strange things, so who really knows? So we've got these guys are here. We have our mercenaries. We have 2 more mercs than we should. I'm not sure whether that's intended, exploitive, or just something that has not been yet fixed. Where is this guy? Why is he... I'm not going to worry about it, really. I figure you can role-play your way around it, or you can rationalize your way around it. By these guys, we bribed them during the heat of battle, and then they came over to our team, and, there seems to be a special relationship there between mercs, and we've gone above the cap because it was a battlefield thing or whatnot. And I'm not going to argue with the game mechanics as they exist. It's possible. I don't know whether it's intended or not, but I think my explanation is as good a rationale as any for keeping it as it is and not worrying about it. I'm certainly not going to stand them down because I think it should be a certain way and have no evidence that it's a bug or an exploit or not intended. So I'm not worried about it. So we have this fellow as a governor, or this fellow is not. We'll send him off. He doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. Do we have food here? This guy is... we have food, and we have some mercs. I don't know whether they can assault with those. I don't think they can. We just need to get this ball rolling immediately. Let's go ahead and declare this war. And we're going to go for this one because there's no fort in the area, right? Where are the forts exactly? Show me the forts, please. No. Yeah. Okay, we'll close that. There they are. All right, so this area here, we're going to take that. So the capital is right there. And we should be able to grab that without incident and reach our war goal soon or not. That puts us at war with just our Yadheya. Let's get these guys up there. He has some heavy infantry there. Our heavy infantry, and I'm not sure that I want to assault the fort with our heavy infantry. We have a fair amount of manpower income, but we have very little in the bank. Who is this? We get 10 corruption. Who is it? 73 years old. We'll not worry about it. We're going to take the corruption, I think, as well as the political influence. Got that guy there, all right. After this war, we will stand down for, what is that? Convert to Buddhism. All right. No problem here, have at it. Hindus, Buddhists, we'll convert all of them. We'll head over here as well. We are doing something there. Wait a minute, we have some siege engineers we can bring up and make use of. I don't think they'll do much of anything against the level 4 fort, come to think of it, but barbarians again, I see. Where are they again now? Where are they though? Here. Okay, so there's a massive horde of barbarians right there. The good news, we have a sufficient sized levy in our capital area to set them back, hopefully. Where are they going? Looks as though this area. So we should set them back well enough. Our king, Imperator Seleukid, has been stack wiped twice. In fact, our legion, that with his son leading it, has been stack wiped up in this area as well in the first war with Moria. There's been a lot of stack wiping going on from the Mesopotamian area. I can't say exactly as to why. The last one was, he was coming down this way, had a full belly of food, and then he got into this desert area, which I thought didn't matter just so long as you had sufficient food, but apparently he was taking some serious attrition when going through the desert. And by the time he got to the army, he got stack wiped. And unless something's changed, I think there's some very strange mechanics that I don't know the full root. What's going on here now? Level 4, and we don't have any bonuses because those are doing no good at all. We have to have 4 engineers if we want to have any sort of bonus there. And we'll hopefully take that. I see. He's gone mad there? I see. He's gone mad. Okay, so we've defeated the barbarians. And we can't stand him down because we are presently at war. We make a fair amount of money. Let's see if we can do anything to augment the money. We have very few forts. There's not a lot really to see there. What's our research? Aha, it went up. These guys are providing some research, and they don't count as primary integrated pops. So, you know, they only get half as much research, but then again, they don't factor into the equation as strongly as... They don't factor here into the equation of citizens and nobles produce such and so points each month of an output. Where is that again? Monthly research efficiency. Anyway, research comes from primarily from... Anyway, if they're not primary culture, they don't factor into the percentage equation, at least the last time I checked, although I would have expected to find some evidence of it more readily than I have there. Okay, so this guy wants to have a breakout there. He's besieging his territory. Looks to be locked there. Looks as though we caught him. And here we go. So he's headed back here, I think. Or not. He's headed back here, I would imagine. Actually, if you move more primary culture pops, anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. There's no way to get primary culture pops to any of these areas so as to flip it to primary. Where's the research here again? 1.32. That is because that's his territory. Okay, so how about one of our cities? 0.30, and we get a 50% malus for dominant culture, non-integrated culture. But the bonus there is that it doesn't factor into the equation of. Let's just find that equation. That's sort of bothering me that it didn't just pop right out. Integrated culture pops, we get an efficiency. There it is. Yeah, the integrated culture pops are the ones that factor into that equation, and it's I believe. Research output over integrated culture pops, which is what gets us this 106. So we have a 1749 output over 1640 integrated culture pops. So these guys, they're not factoring into the integrated culture pops, but they still provide some degree of research. In fact, they only have a 50% malus. So it's in no hurry to get more Macedonians, the truth of the matter be known. I want to convert these guys, surely. But as to whether we get... we're not burning down this at a peacetime rate either, unfortunately. But about this guy, we send him down there and... Well, let's see if we can do it. Maybe we'll assault the fort if it has a breach. Does it have a breach? Who knows, really? Someone has been murdered, clearly. Unfortunately. I don't think we should really be too hasty. Let's see what we have here. 8 of 9 now. What did our routes have disappeared? We no longer have a... Anyway, we're going to continue to orchestrate this war and look to assault this fort at some point. Let's see. Control the siege. Breaches is 0, I say. Well, these guys have food. Some of them, boy, we've jumped the gun here. Let's see, we're gonna get this guy out of here. And we'll get another merc with heavy infantry out here. And let these guys carry on until we get a breach or whatnot, and then we can assault it, hopefully. We'll let them have their due. And we've looked to stack wipe that guy. Okay, well, so much for that. We must have had a positive die roll. And I think we can peace out with this guy and take the lot of his land for a meager amount of aggressive expansion. And then we'll go back to peacetime. So no prisoners abroad. We'll take these guys. And I think we have quite a few people in prison. Great family. We do. We have a fair number. We may as well release these guys. Let's release these guys. And we may have to restart the machine because sometimes it gets it in its head that there's going to be a civil war because these guys have leftover power base from wherever they came from. It's not true. So we'll see. Yeah, there it is. There's that civil war flag. All right. Well... We'll give it a month or two, and then if it doesn't resolve on its own, we'll have to start and then turn off and then restart the machine. There's no problem with that at all, so we will, let's see how bad the Civil War is. 34% it says those guys must have been big wheels in this area here. So, let's see, we have a new governor here, and let's check the status of our families. Not in prison, we'll show families. Have the Fratrakas, our governor, they get a +10 bonus for loyalty, and they'll reproduce faster. Let's see if we can get a Frataka on this ball here. Let's see what will, what is that? 3 of 3 is Seleukid, we don't want him on. This fellow's a 20 corruption. I don't think we want him on either. This guy's 20 corruption as well. And I think this guy is, well, how old is he? 48? Very loyal. I think he is at least. He is. Just plop him down there. We have, let's see here, 2 in the bank. I'm waiting for, in this particular iteration, I think we're going to try to dredge up some money and martial skill by going here, there, and then here for foundries, as well as cavalry discipline and heavy infantry cost. So I'm going to save it until I have 4. Maybe I need to get a grand theater or something, or maybe something comes up. We also have the Imperial ambition. I'm not going to pop it. I'm going to save the political influence. We have no need of it. In fact, I think it might be worse, a poorer idea than what we have now. So we're not matched, and we don't care, and we have 20% slave output, so that's more than we'd get with the Empire. It's 12%. We get a commerce income, that would be the same, and this would be about the same as well. But we'd have to pick an oratory and a religious, and the oratory at present, there's not a whole lot there, really, and this either. So until we get to text 7 or 8 or whatnot, I'm not going to change it. Why should I change it? And then I'll have to change it again. And all my PI, I could use that to deify my rulers or create a wonder or some other thing. I'll just not do it. I have no need of it. And again, I think it's probably a poor idea at present. So we're no longer at war. I think we can stand down that levy. And we'll maybe get some military. We don't do that. I see. So 4 months. Well, we're not worried about that either. So when the threshold is, I'm not exactly sure. So what do we do now? We're gonna get these guys dispersed. Let's check the food here. We don't really know what sort of food is available. Looks as though a couple of grain there. So let's get these guys. Say out to here, we'll go there, and one of these guys there. We have this guy, we need to get him drilling. That's our first taxes, our legion. And I think there should be food here, right? There is a bunch of food there. So let's carry on. We have this merc. Okay, so that Civil War thing is still a thing there. And apparently it is still a thing. So I'm going to save this. I'll be right back. All right, that should this should load up real quick. Usually does. And we'll load that. Okay, now I think we'll get down to the interesting part of what can happen, or what I want to do is this relatively conquest is at this point relatively easy. It's been challenging. The first war, especially the second war, could have gone badly, and now we're just sort of, there's not a lot of resistance over in this area, and the problem is going to be maintaining loyalty, converting people at a reasonable pace, getting them assimilated and placed in the right cities once they are assimilated. So let's start to try to work on our capital area. I know we have quite a few various sorts of mostly Babylonians and whatnot in these cities. We don't have access to temples, theaters. We have temples. I could build them, but I'm going to move some of these Macedonians, like this area has 6 Macedonians. Here we have 25 Macedonians in the city. Well, I don't know if we're going to move them from that far, but I'm going to take whatever Macedonians can be cheaply acquired, move them out of this area, that area, here, 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 and get them into these 5 cities so that they'll create Macedonian citizens, freemen, and nobles, and they'll add to our legion value here, which is already up at 50. That's good for us. Good for us. So what we want to do is get vegetables as a, and this is going to be the last war for some time. So maybe we'll do without the iron, is what I was thinking. Not worry about it. We don't really have a lot of heavy infantry in the area anyway. We have quite a bit of cavalry and chariots from the Indian area that we're conquering. So what we want to do is get some vegetables from someplace that'll make us more money than not, say the Armenians, and we'll get some vegetables here as well from that area there. So now we get a 25% discount to moving slaves about, and we're going to see if we can dredge some up. Let's say here. Let's see, we'll go from there to there. That works. That works. Let's see if we can get any Macedonians. There's one. That's where we're going. Okay, so there's one. There's another where we're going. There's probably not many, but if you sort of pay attention to it, I find early enough, you won't. You'll gain more than not, and it's a very little money. You have a very little investment. Like here's a Macedonian Zoroastrian. Why not pick him up? Let's have that guy. Doesn't matter that he's Zoroastrian, he'll come around. So we have 4 Hellenic Macedonians there. Actually, those guys are in the same region, aren't they? Yep, they're going to convert or promote as well. Well, whatever the case, we're going to this city here. I should probably move some guys in that area as well. This is where it sort of gets a bit... do I move them to the capital? Do I move... I've already moved them here. I'm going to move them out. I'm going to get them here, there, or just say here. We're going to move them there. I'm going to move all those guys there, in fact. Whoops. Okay, so there's really not all that many to begin with. We're going to have to move them here, and then there, and then there, and then there, and we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. So what goes on here, we don't know. We need stone as well, I think. We'll probably do some building over the next 7 years. So what we need to do is lose... We have 10 now, so we can get some stone from our friends in Armenia. And we'll get another stone for 10% discount, or 5% discount to build various things from Bactria. So at least we get a little something for a discount. And we're going to see if we can dredge ourselves up more Macedonians here. Anywhere where... Okay, so here's a bunch of Macedonians. We're going to take them out of Artemita. There, so we have a Hellenic Macedonian. It doesn't look as though anyone else was willing to move. Why is that? So we have a barracks there. We don't want a barracks there. Okay, so we are going to move some pops from wherever. Let's see if we can do it. That's not in our capital territory. Okay, so we've lost that. There's a Macedonian here. Looks like that's a city as well, unfortunately. So let's go to all of our cities first, and we're going to move all of the Macedonians that can move into the cities, rather than trying to move them to our capital. There don't seem to be very many. But there are enough, I think, to make a difference and get us a larger legion size, as well as the various integration or assimilation and conversion and whatnot. So here is that's our capital territory. Let's see here. We have why not have as many Macedonians from these non-city territories as we can find? So there's one there. And this place is our Seleukid Megali capital. Boy, are there not many Macedonians about. There are a couple here. But those guys are going to promote. That's the good news. So this is a city. That's a grain territory. We'll get those guys into the city. That's another city there, and that's that. That's that. There's nothing really more that can be done. How about we've done this? How about this area? I don't know. We'll find out. Babylonians have 2 Macedonians, 1 and 2. Well, that's more than we had before. This area, let's see which one is the larger city. This one has better potential. Let's see, there are exactly no Macedonians there. We're going to find some somewhere. Is that the same capital region? It's not, it's Persis. So what we want to do is concentrate on the capital region and let the rest of the areas do whatever it is that they do. So let's see if we can find some Macedonians here. Because it's going to be a long time before there are no Macedonians there. It's not our capital region, it's not. Well, there that is. There that is. That's about really all that we can do. We'll get maybe some Macedonians out of here, if there are even any. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, there are a few here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's a fair number indeed. So we're going to move them into the capital region. And anything that's not in the capital region, we're not going to worry about it, period. What about there? Where are all the Macedonians? They're here. And then we have another Macedonian here, there. All right, well, we have a space. We're already overcrowded. How about you? Almost overcrowded there as well. Well, we're going to move all these guys to Aswad and then move them into our city complex there. We have a bunch of money. So let's take any and all Macedonians from the Babylonian province, whatever exactly that is. There they are. That's Seleukid Megali. Idu, that's where they are here. So we're going to start grabbing any and all Macedonians we can find and move them out of Idu. Canaanite, Hellenic Macedonian, Arabic Macedonian, all sorts of Macedonians. We have, well, this area is overcrowded. It looks as though we're just going to grab a couple of, however many, to decompress it. And then I think that's all we have available. There's no more Macedonians here. It's that simple. So we're going to go to Baghdad. We have 12 slots available, and I think that should be about the number we have here. Whoops. Well, we'll move more, and then we'll move them out of that city. So this area is just slightly overcrowded now. We'll move one guy to Opus. From there we go, we've done that. So those guys should promote and raise the size of our legion from 50 to who knows how many over time. Over the 7 years we're waiting for this to start this next series of wars with the Morians, maybe they promote and we'll get 55 or whatnot. And if the day should go mad up here, maybe it could save the day. We'll have 25 cohorts we can call up here instead of 20. Who knows? Anyway, we've done our thing, and if it's outside the capital region, I'm just not going to waste the money to get them up here. Like if I'd have to move a bunch of guys from here to there to there, it's just not going to do it. I'm going to save the money for some, I believe, temples and loyalty challenged provinces. Let's see if we can find ourselves a loyalty challenged province such as this, Gedrosia. Alright, so Gedrosia is it's mostly owned by our client state. I'd imagine we don't have a city there. And it's just agitated just because it is. And there's probably a fair number of pops that can be moved out to make the area less agitated. This area is not nearly as agitated, and it has 10 pops slots available here. This city here has 10 slots available as well. So maybe, how about this area? There's no city there. So we're going to get these guys. There happen to be 10 guys there. We'll move them, yes, there, and then there. Let's check the culture of this, because this is our most problematic province here. Gedrosians and Hunat. I'm going to move these guys up. Let's check how many Macedonians are in this territory here first. We want to get, say, the Macedonians out to... There are none. So that's... So we don't want to depopulate... There's no incentive to depopulate any of these territories as opposed to moving the guys from here and then there. So let's just move these guys out to here and then there and then there, and we'll see what happens. These guys are probably the ones that are agitated. We'll get these guys out as well. Well, why not just move them all out? We're going to get as many out as we can, and we're going to move them here. If the Morans come and ravage this area and decolonize it in the next war, well, more power to them. They're pretty far away at this point, so I'm not going to worry about it exactly. So now, what have we done here? It's 0.10. It's still highly agitated about what exactly, I don't know, but there's not many there to be agitated, and we'll not worry about what exactly drives them. So we have a bunch of guys here in Parsikia, and we'll see if we can move them into... There's a Hellenic Macedonian there I missed. We have some glass we could export, I suppose. Maybe we'll export that glass and then get some of these guys from these other provinces. Because if you get like 2 guys in each of these provinces or territories, they will certainly convert and assimilate faster, because you'll cross the threshold needed for a maximum or majority faster. They assimilate and convert faster if you have a majority, as is noted here, which we don't, of course. Dominant culture, not integrated culture, 10% off. Dominant religion, not state religion, 25% malice. So that's 35%. We can do away with that faster if you keep less pops in any given territory. So we have 42 pops in this area, and I don't think we have any overpopulation. We've done for this troubled area what we can do, and there doesn't seem to be anything else that can be done other than replacing this guy who happens to be crazed. The member of the Furtaka family there, his corruption is driving the area bonkers. So this guy is... what's his corruption exactly again? Where is his corruption? 45. He's completely crazed as opposed to just mildly corrupt. So how did he become so corrupt? He's crafty, and then he's extorting the territory. So he's probably not overly enthusiastic about that either. We'll just dismiss him, and then we'll see if we can get a status of these families. And these guys are still grateful, so we don't have to place one of their family's members down. We can place whomever down from a great family, hopefully, who is not corrupt and highly loyal. So say, I think this guy is a family head, though. We'll just stay away from him. And I believe this fellow is a family head as well. He could go crazy. He's also mildly corrupt. This guy, on the other hand, a relatively young man, no corruption, no nefarious tendencies. Why not plop him down and see what we've done there now? So, 0.07. Well, they're still a little bit off, but they're better. What goes on here now? Sophine, where is that? Is it? It's here. So that area is off. Does it have a city? It does. It does have a city. So it's our city as well. It's not well populated. All right. We're going to fix that problem and populate that city with various sorts in this area. We're going to lower the number of pops in the surrounding territory so they will convert and assimilate faster as well. So that will get those guys into the city where they'll be more efficient, they'll have a higher output, and where they'll all benefit from these buildings we're about to build, which would be a loyalty modifier here. They'll convert faster, but there's more of them, so you can only convert one pop at a time. But this should do us some good. And there's going to be a bunch of slaves there, and by my best reckoning, we have not integrated the Armenian culture or the Catonian culture. So these guys, it's going to be a while before they turn Macedonian. So we're going to build some slave mills and some of these forums, which is going to allow them to become freemen. And the freemen, of course, are less agitated than the slaves are. 62%, even though wrong culture and wrong religion, he's still at 62%. So these guys are going to promote at a fair clip, and then the slaves are also going to be happier than not as well. So they're presently at 16%. We're going to build these slave mills and get them another, let's see here, happiness, 6% slave happiness per, or is it, yeah, per slave mill. I'm sure of it. Yeah, it's 6% per. So they're going to be very happy, and this is going to resolve relatively quickly. At least it will be mitigated. So we've also spent a fair clip of our cash hoard here, that's for sure. So we have 12, 15, 5. These areas, these are the problem ones right here. The 12 and the 15, those are going to become flaming problems very quickly. So let's see if we have a city in that area. Unfortunately, we have no city. And these guys, let's see. So that area there, we could have some pops. That area is filled up as well, I see. We have some room there. The area is not overly loyal, but it can be made so if we were to get the proper buildings in place and populate that city with these discontented pops from this territory. As there's really nothing that can be said to these guys. The governor is not corrupt, and there's just a fair number of them in this area, and I think they'd be better utilized in this city here. There's probably going to be more than a few pops available at some point in the game to bring down into this city. So we're going to bring them this way. If offered the opportunity, we could bring them here, but I don't see a point in it because there are no cities. Well, there's a very few cities up here, and I tend to run into more pops than not. Loyalty problems here. So we're going to go from here up this way, where there are quite a few cities. So what's our population capacity? We have at least 20, say 25. We could push it, go for 25. Is there food? There's a bunch. So we're going to solve the loyalty, we're going to mitigate the loyalty crisis here, and we're going to create some value here by spending a little bit of money. And that's what I plan to do right now. And I doubt any of these guys are going to be Macedonian. There are not. In fact, there are not many in the area, period. So if we move all but one guy out, I think that he'll convert and assimilate, or the pop will convert and or assimilate very quickly. So we're gonna have a forced migration into that city where these guys will become freemen, whether they like it or not. Out of this area and into that city you go. What is that now? Why won't they move? They should move. Okay, I must have lost track of that. There it is. Okay, so let's go here from Astana to our city, and there's that. So we have a bunch of guys here still. And what's the loyalty? It's 0.09 down. I suppose we could move more, say 5 more out from there to there. Why not do it? This area is just ever so slightly disloyal. It will be more so once we build our happiness buildings in that area. We're gonna build as many happiness buildings? I'm not quite sure. Because we're running out of money. We just don't have as much money to do as much as we would like. So where is Astana? There we go. So what do we have? We already have some libraries, I see some aqueducts. So we're gonna build one of these. It'll make this area happy, that and that. And maybe we'll just call that a day at that and see about what happens to the loyalty here. It should flip to positive because this will mitigate the territory here. Dragonike by 5. Dragonike is presently trending down by 6. So this should flip to positive. Positive indeed. And we now have no money. And we have, we just have to wait. See that everyone has some food and such. Bountiful harvest. Gain some funding or stability. We make a fair amount of funding, but we have some stability issues. But I'm never one to turn down some funding like that. We're going to move some more guys and deal with some more loyalty issues here. The lower your stability goes, really the more free stability you get. So I'm not worried. We had another problem area, which was here. And it's headed down pretty decidedly. And the reason is because there is no city there. And here we have an unpopulated city, which is, how about you? 25 of 40, that's Parthia. How much food is here? 17. How much food is here? 8. How many clicks does it take to get here? The same as it takes to get here. So you're gonna go here. We're gonna go as with we're gonna bring 15 of these guys from this territory up here, because there's nothing really that can be done. Greetings, Rome. I mean, greetings, Drex. Roma delenda est. Have you deleted Rome? Or the my previous series is deleta est. It's true. It's true. So let's see if we can get these guys the heck out of the troubled province. So these are adjacent to here, which we're going to send to this city. So we're not going to choose the guy from Forana or there, but there we want these guys out. Not choose from there, not there either. Barga, that's adjacent to here. We'll ignore that. This one's deep. We'll go there. And I think these guys, a lot of them are tribals, because I am running out of pops to move. Okay, so we'll just keep moving pops until we can't move them anymore. How many guys are here now? Looks like 23 of 15, so we can probably move them out at presently from Zimira into here. And that'll make this area less troubled and will give us some freemen and such there. From Astana. It was a cycling team named Astana. Anyway, there they are here. Okay, so now we have, and we'll build a, what's the name of this area? We'll probably end up doing that. Just sort of going with the flow, I think. I started in this direction, and we had a lot of free claims along this area, and we exercised them. There doesn't seem to be a lot of loyalty trouble here. And I'm just sort of going wherever the game leads me. Right now, I'm happy to conquer this area. We'll return perhaps to this direction at some point. I don't know. Where in the heck were we doing? We're going to a city somewhere here. There it is. So what is it? Alexandria Arios there. So what's the loyalty of that? It's a 0.03 down. So our temple will help, and we're going to plop one down. We'll have one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those, and say another one of those. That should make them happier than not. We spent all of our money again, or most of it. What's this area like? It's still 0.15 down, I see. Well, we just have to wait. These guys, I don't think they're overcrowded. They're just agitated, and there's really nothing that can be said to them at present. So we have a claim on the Morian tributary, and we can trigger them a second time. The plan is to release a client state here, war, declare on the tributary, and annex another 100 war score for ourselves at some point. What is that? Let's get that hopping there in this area. We need to get some trade income there. Let's take a look here. A fair tax base there. I want to get some foundries built ASAP and do that for a 25% augmentation of our taxes. Should I ever have any reason not to hit the unpause button? No, I don't. We have the trophies is gone. Let me see. There's a 10-man there as a non-great family versus a 7. Well, let's take a look at this guy's traits. Arbitrary. Humble. Self-controlled. So he doesn't have any diseases or whatnot. No dysentery. We'll place him perhaps as a long-term aggressive expansion man. How about this guy's a 7? That's all we have. Wonder if we have any non-citizens that we just released from jail. Let's see here. A researcher, this guy, who is that? I think that's the guy we're looking at. And then, who is this? How old is he? 42. Well, that's probably not a bad idea. What does he do again? Well, that's... We want males there. And this fellow here is the Philosophos. He has a 9, perfect health. Let's swap him out. We'll move him over. We're gonna get him on the ball here. And then maybe see if we can get another high oratory man as our Philosophos. Let's do another sort there, because you do not want to run out of oratory when you're in a warring way, that's for sure. Let's see if we can find a great family man who's for Taka there as a governor. Yeah, he has an 8. It's not bad, I suppose. And well, we're going to place whomever down in that position there. Maybe get someone who is also martially oriented. Have not seen it. I'm presently watching Star Trek, the original, the Next Generation reruns on my DVD, as I missed that fellow's Rome series. Good stuff. Let's see what we have here. Who are we going to place? I don't know. Any great we'll just check a great family. I'll check it out. I will indeed. After this this live stream, I think I'll check it out and see what there is to learn it. So we have to place someone who's fairly decent at something. This fellow has a multiple skill set here. He is, I believe he's the family head. So why not give him a job? He has a 0. I see, he has a 0. So how about this fellow? He's a bit more fit. There's the problem. Okay, so we can place this guy as, let's check the truth of it. Affiliate dynasty. He's not the family head. He's just this guy. So who's Hierophant? We're going to place whomever there from a great family, and they're going to get along and learn the ropes of government, and we're going to carry on with this effort here immediately. So let's find out the truth here. We have a negative food value. We're going to go over to this area. Get out of there. This area here is has a fair amount of food, so maybe we'll get this guy up here. I think all of these guys are mercs except our heir who's drilling. They're still positive, so you can't be drilled if they're mercs, so we're not worried about it. And we'll just continue to pay these guys. We have I see, corrupt researcher there. We could probably trigger the oratory advances, although we would probably slow ourselves down elsewhere. Let's take a look there and find the truth of it. 85% probably gets us another advance. Problem is these will slow down by 35% each. I think the whole lot there. Research points minus 35%, the whole lot, yeah, everything. So that will... Let's not give him everything he needs. If it were later in the game, surely I would take it, but at this point I'm not going to do it. So we have another omen. Okay, so we are really close to being able to deify our ruler if we had the proper amount of popularity. How popular is he? He's fairly popular. He holds it well. In fact, let's see here. A couple of events and maybe some games and whatnot. When do we, let's see if we can deify someone as, Ave Drex, take care. Let's see, we don't have the 200, he doesn't have the popularity, and he doesn't have the 800 prestige. I want to get that going ASAP so as to get free provincial improvements. That's what I want to do, but maybe we'll take the culture of happiness for another 5 years stipend. Or, what will we do? Let's see, manpower recovery speed, it's not a poor idea. We're gonna go with this. We're not gonna be in a hurry. We're not be in a hurry. We lose 5 stability. We'll not worry about it. So we're gonna carry on. Maybe deify him right before the war or after, most probably, because we'll get the free popularity from the war. Everything is everything here. It's positive food, positive maximum food, and very positive food. And here, positive food. There's nothing to do really other than bank some money. I could stand down some of these mercs, I suppose. I could go to an appeasing stance as well. I ran, the first one I was just sort of messing around, like, oh, let's see how vicious the Morians are. So I sent some armies and whatnot. I got slaughtered badly. So I said, well, all right. So I sort of like thought that I could win again just by sort of doing it. And I hired some mercenaries over here and had them trek across this area and kept some forces over here, and this sort of mold about us slaughtered again. Badly. So I'm like, wow. Those guys, they just keep coming. I didn't understand the magnitude of the wave that would come. So I said, well, you know, maybe if we get there soon enough, we can, and all this was essentially testing. The first, I think, the first one, I sort of like, the second one, I think I was recording an episode or whatnot, and I was just I was sure that I would win the second time, so I was just recording, and I decided to just scrap it because it was just really bad. And then the third time, I think I hired some mercs here. I said I want to test this, you know, before, you know, I was going to live stream, so I was thinking that this has got to work. This has got to work. So it was just a brutal defeat again. It could have, like this area here, they could have taken this. And then these guys could have taken that. It would have been a decent enough campaign. I'm not sure it would have been like my Builder Fair campaign that I like to play, but we'd have been left with this, and then the day would probably come and stick us again. I don't know. But anyway, I got beaten badly a third time, and there may have been another time where I sort of was testing, but after I got beaten the third time, I said, well, you know what? It's just we need to have a total commitment. That's what we just did. I'm going to send everything over to Mayura, and we're going to try to win this. And that would be the episode number 1 of the series. If you go back, that would be that series. That was actually like 4th attempt, and I would say 2nd, like, serious attempt. It was close. As you'll note from episode number 1, there's nothing that said I should have particularly been victorious in that endeavor there. We got some more money here. 3 stability. We're going to take the stability and the loyalty for that fellow. What is this? We'll take more stability. Back up to 50. How much do these mercenaries cost exactly again? Yeah, pretty pricey. I'm not sure that I'm in the mood to stand any of them down, but I'm not exactly sure that there's a need for them to mull about for the next 8 years or whatnot either. Well, it's better safe than sorry with this sort of thing, as you'll note from episode number 1 if you go back. So we're going to play it conservatively and keep these guys on board here, not worry about whatever 10 gold a month or whatever we could come up with by relieving some of them. We'll not do it. So 20 here, we'll get a marketplace, provincial loyalty. Where exactly is that? Where is it? We'll find out. It's here somewhere. Provincial loyalty. They're happy. They're happy. Let's see. Provincial loyalty, or give them what they want. A tax office, a library, a forum. Yeah. Give them what they want. What is that? We don't know. We don't know. Governor of Assyria is gone. Alright, so this fellow has a Seleukid there. We don't want him on. This guy's a bit corrupt. Corrupt. This guy's older, is Seleukid as well. Corrupt. We have a lot of corrupt people available. I don't want to place them either. This guy's a scholar. He doesn't really do much. We'll place him down. On we go. Let's take a look at the loyalties. We have more funding at present. I should really... okay, so that area is resolved. This area is positive now. Gedrosia is still minus 0.18 because they're mad. And there's really nothing that can be said to them. Oh well. So, what do we care? What do we care? These areas are not really crying out for any sort of intervention here. I mean, they're sort of loyal and they're not really down-ticking hard. That area sort of is. What is that? There's no city there either. These guys can be moved out here, where there is a city. And there seems to be at least an ability to create some loyalty. Let's move them out. Let's move them out. Lord Baal, the guy's gone. Baal was the guy. Yeah, he was the most colorful villain. That's for sure. He was there were like the many like the clones in the dungeons or whatnot from in the bug. You get the dual stability down. There was like a whole horde of these Baal guys running around, right? So let's see. We'll move some of these guys out from there. And get some of these. A couple from there. We'll just get those guys out of that territory so maybe it'll be less agitated. Toward the city. Let's move them here. Out of Basma. Who is that now? We'll move 3 more. And into the city we go. Alright, what do we have? We'll build one of those. That. Well, why not have it? We'll have 2 of each, and hopefully they'll become happier, and this place will become less discontented. It seems to have become more discontented. And we also have no money to hire a new mark, or hire any troops. Say Egypt were to strike, we theoretically want to hire a couple of guys here. The problem is we can't afford them. We surely don't have any ability to hire them even if we wanted to. We'd have to let some of these guys go. Now we have less money than we did before as well. I think I will let one of these guys go. Let's see if we can let this bruiser go here. These guys should be less trouble than not. How much does this guy cost? He's a 5, man. We'll not have this guy any longer. This guy, we don't need trouble with him either. Now, how much money have I spent keeping these guys on? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Probably shouldn't have. that? He has food, he's no problem. We'll carry on. When does our war start? 7-8. So we have more money now. We have more funding coming in. All claims on Alexander's empire are lost to us. Our Mega Basilius is passed. And our stability has dropped. Well, let's see what goes on here. Ruler Zeal, and we're getting free stability because it's negative. We lost the +8 for our Mega Basilius. Oh well, oh well. Well, maybe we rethink these double, triple wars against Moria. Or maybe we'll not worry. We have fair You know what? Do we need to keep these guys on? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. As long as we're not over our cap. What's so special about this guy? He's a 5. Who cares? Who cares? Now this guy, on the other hand, we'll keep him around on general principle. We'll hire some more guys when the war time. What is that now? The guy's gone mad. He's gone mad. He's run off somewhere. Declare him an enemy of the state. The Antigonid kingdom will become more opinionated negatively towards us. And this guy heads off. Well, off he goes. Off he goes. We'll not stand for him. Let's see what we have here. We have the Seleucids, who are no longer contented with their lot. And apparently we have a lack of a commander. Does our... do we have an heir? I don't think he's going to be old enough at present. Look at that. He's old enough. He's a 5. So we'll place him. We'll place him right here. Immediately. Or maybe... maybe we'll have a more competent commander and not our primary heir. Let's learn the truth of what our primary heir is good at. We didn't tutor him. We didn't do anything to him. We'll not worry about that. Until I get a pop-up menu that says your heir needs tutoring, I'll not worry about it. The last time I worried about it, I tutored the guy with a religious... I chose the religious option. He turned chaste. So... until I get the pop-up, I'm not going to worry about it, and I'll continue to play on the normal level and lower my blood pressure and not tutor these guys and not worry. We need to get an influence scheme going immediately, and we're going to see about finding this guy a job doing something. He seems a fair zeal man. He has various skill sets. Why not plop him down? Unless we can find another Seleucid. Let's see... this fellow's a 10 of 10, our tax guy. All these guys are great family people. And we'll learn the status 4, 4, 5. Everyone is happy. In fact, the Furtakas or the Acrocatids can part with one and not feel it. And so this fellow here, he's not very good at what he does. He's not a bad choice. How about you? He's a 10-man there. Demented, I believe, as well. Why is that guy there? Well, let's see what we have here. We have a Seleucid. There he is. Why not plop him down there? What happens here now? It's going up. On we go. So we have the Olympics. No job, great family. Either one, it doesn't matter. We'll send the top man. It looks as though we're not importing step horses, nor do we care. We make more money now, a lot more. I think we burned through 3 or 4 years paying these crazed mercs. For what reason, it's unknown. So we get... this guy's going to lose some loyalty, or we get the top. We're going with top number 1 there, on with the celebrations. Let's see if we can find ourselves some mercs, and we won't keep him on as a permanent. Was that guy? It's a 3-man now. We're going to do a search here for mercenaries and prepare for the coming conflict with the Majorans. We're going to need some cohorts is what we need, really. So let's see, recruitable. And we're going to see about finding... there we go. There we go. It's a camel. I'd imagine he's pretty far out. Oh, he's fairly close to our territory. I wanted someone closer to the front here. That's our main guy. One of the main armies. At least it's a 15. That guy's pretty far out as well. That guy is even farther out. How about toward the front? Toward the front. Toward the front. Like close to this province or this territory. No, not there. Well, maybe we go down here. We can sort of... Where are you? We don't know. Well, we're going to find someone at some point. Maybe after this episode, we're going to figure out where these guys are and not worry until then. So we're going to carry on here. Let's just move these guys over here. Not overly impressed with the martial skills of these Morians. After that first war, they haven't been themselves, really. Do we have a claim here? We don't. For whatever reason. Oh, we do. We have a claim there. I wonder if we could get some more territory for mighty Gandhara. I'd imagine he's probably bleeding a bit there. A bit here as well. Speaking of mighty Gandhara, we would want to start that integration process. Needs a 190 opinion, I say. He doesn't have a high opinion of us. We're going to improve it immediately. And we'll see about how that works out. Feeling a bit underwhelmed here. The Majorans could strike and take us to the cleaners here. We are far out this area. We have no levies that we can call up from here, other than our client states, which could support us. I'm beginning to wonder about these wars that I am planning here. When do you integrate again? 478. It's about 3 years from now. And our truce with Moria ends 477, so in like 2 years. We still have a bunch of aggressive expansion. The plan is to create a client state here after Arachosia integrates, and bring some Macedonian Hellenics, or better yet, Macedonian Hindus if I can dredge 1 or 2 up, and create a Macedonian Hindu client state here. And then have him annex 100 war score out of Moria, deep along this or wherever. That will leave us the opportunity to carry on for a second war by triggering this tributary, and then we can, take whatever, maybe even drive to the capital. I'm not sure exactly. But the first war will give us no aggressive expansion, so that we don't burn stability during the second war. So if we give 100 war score to our client state, we won't have any aggressive expansion for our troubles, and we won't be stability challenged. It'll be better off that way. And then I think but the thing is, after the first war, I have half a mind to declare on Nabhaka and get Gandhara more territory here, and then declare the second war on Moria. I'm not sure which is the optimal choice. with the 20 troops that I have, none of it is a particularly relevant choice either, as we don't have the means by which to... what is that, man? We have plus health. I didn't know we were unhealthy. We are healthy. So we get population happiness, or we can get some popularity. Speaking of popularity, let's see here. 781. We're almost at the point where we can deify our former ruler here. Where is this Alcon? Alcon. We'll see about Alcon. Alcon. Seem reasonably happy. They're not agitated, that's for sure. We'll take the popularity. And we'll see about how well off our ruler is. He's loaded. That's 1,032 gold. So I think if we go here, we can have some games or something. Let's see here. So the Seleukid Empire pays we pay 400. What about the ruler? He doesn't do that? I don't know that I want to pay the 400. Maybe we'll hope for another pop-up. What's his popularity tick? Let's see here. It's a minus 0.41. We're going to need a war to get this guy rolling. We're not worried about it. On we go. We get 50 PI. Who is this? She loses loyalty. What is that? Omen power, national. That's a bad idea there for sure. Or she dies. Well, we'll take the PI and not worry. And then now we get more PI for free. We have, I think we can take 2 of these if we wanted them. What do we want? We could go there and then there. Or we'd not worry and just get more morale for our armies. We may need them, as we only have 2. Let's see here. Perhaps we'll call up... that'll leave us with nothing here. But no recourse against the day if they were to strike. Looks as though they are indeed uniting their cause there. Let's see if we can improve it. We'll give them a gift, perhaps. We'll give them a gift. Who knows what goes through their mind? We don't know. They could strike at any time. I really haven't paid it a whole lot of mind. It happens fairly regularly, about this time, really. But we're not worried about it, just per se. We'll just keep a little money on hand and we'll carry on with our plans. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. There's some barbarians somewhere about this area. Where are they again? Apparently they're gone. Now, how much money I saw Drew holding all those mercs on? I don't know. Let's check the status of our territories again here. Any fires? This place is on fire. Gedrosia. It's just mad. So this place is going to integrate, and Gedrosia probably should be non-actionable because it will become completely negative loyalty. We'll not stand for it. We're just going to get it, give it harsh treatment. And hopefully that will mitigate that slightly to where it won't go negative and we'll be able to move even more guys out, say, to here. Because once this place flips, there's no city there either, and it'll be a bloodbath. So we're going to look here again. Where is this area? 0.22 down. What is that now? So it's even madder than it was before. Okay, so this is the client state. That city will integrate. It's also filled up. This area, 20 guys can fit there. This area is just, well, it's more loyal than here, that's for sure. We're going to move 20 guys out of this territory in here. I think we filled this up. It's overcrowded, in fact. And we could move some of these. I don't think we can. The last time I tried to move someone out into territory, like say I wanted to move some guys here. Where's Parthia? Parthia there. I think you can't move them anymore from your territory into anyone other than your territory. So what we need to do is get a bunch of guys out, 20 guys out of this territory into this city. That's my best solution. There's nothing there. You can't garrison. You can't do anything. So that's the plan. Where's the Zimra area? That's not the plan. We'll move guys from here. Maybe we'll get some guys from that Zimra area out as well. Maybe we'll leave just one pop in all of these territories, and he will convert, or they will convert and assimilate at a quicker pace. There's a lot of guys here, a lot of guys. What goes on up here? The place is essentially mad as well, and there's no city there either. Well, how many guys are here now? There's a bunch. So we'll move them into Eris. Alright. On we go in here. We'll move them from Eris into that city. We're still overcrowded. We'll get there. That. Alright, so then this area here should be more loyal than not because of these loyalty buildings. Let's learn the truth of the city. Our Alexandria is minus 0.11, so the temple will do us quite a bit of good. This area is overcrowded, it's agitated. We're going to get these guys onto another livestock area. Off that livestock area. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hope for the best. What are these guys in this position or inclination now? They look to be even more agitated than they were previously. It's probably, well, we're going to move more of them out. We're going to move all of them out. In fact, we're going to get them up. Do we have a city up here? I think we have a city which is mostly filled up. We have a city there and a city there. We need to get 20 guys here and another 10 guys there. 30 pops can move. And then, well, worst comes to worst, we'll do it. We'll do it. I don't want this area to flip. In fact, let's, we have space there. We have food as well. I'm gonna move more out. That's a loyalty issue. Sarpa something Saripa. There as well. That area is adjacent to where we're going. And I think that's that. Let's go here. And that'll be everybody. Well, we'll get them from Bulgaria as well. Now we're overcrowded. We'll go here. Alright, so where's the food here? We have some food here and some food here. We're going to move some guys from the overcrowded territory onto the food territory. And then we'll call it a day. Let's see population levels of this troubled area now. Not many. There's some freemen about. These guys should be happier than not, the freemen. Citizen there. We moved whoever out that can be moved, and they are just mad. I think the citizens are throwing this, skewing it, because they're not in cities. Let's see how. It's the stability that's killing us. Yeah. Alright, well, on we go, on we go. We should have maybe perhaps gone to an appeasing stance. Then we wouldn't have nearly as much money as we do. There's some barbaric. Okay, so there are barbarians, and he's going to Zagru. He's also gone that. Alright, we'll stand this guy down. Ten corruption. How old is he? Speaking of how old is he, do we have a... His son is not as yet married, I don't think. And this fellow is 45. I'm going to go with the 5 loyalty and 21, clearly. What do we have here? We have 2 in the bank. And we're waiting on foundries. What goes on there? Kalinga. Who is he affiliated with presently? Palada. He doesn't have his tributary any longer. Well, there went my plan. He seems to have let this fellow go. What to do now? I don't know. Well, there went that idea. Integrating. Alright, well. He has no allies, though. 0. So we could probably just deal with him and his cohorts if we were to have a proper... Like, this legion here is some very serious honors here. They have distinguished themselves in battle multiple times. We have a plains and farmland combat bonus. We have morale recovery. We have the loyal, well, secession value and whatnot. It's no combat there. We have heavy infantry defense, archers defense. We won't, but heavy infantry is not bad. Then morale. Then of course heavy cav versus this guy's propensity to include archers in his levies. Means for a bloodbath for him. This one army here is the one that won the last war because of the 8 heavy cav that it carries with it and the elephants as well. Our levies were getting slapped around badly. In fact, maybe we'll build more. How about what's our up to 51 there? Could probably go for 2 armies here. Really? I see. We're not doing any drilling because we don't have a commander. Maybe, we need a commander, clearly. That's what we need. And we need a competent commander who's also loyal. It looks reasonable as not. Is he bribable? We don't know. He is. So we'll place him down. We'll plop him down as commander here. We'll get that army drilling again. Military experience. We're also going to have more morale than not because of our... Oh boy, how do we arrive at that again? I think it's here. Morale is there. Military experience plus 8.24%. We can juice our pay as well for another 10%. So maybe we'll try to get more done with less. We'll maybe hire another competent merc about, and we'll double the size of our army here and have the legions do the lion's share of the work and siege down whatever it is to be sieged. There doesn't seem to be much to siege down. We have a level 4 fort here. Yeah, we do. I see. We have a level 1 fort there as well. And we have, that's all good and well. So, I think we'll go with that. And there's no hurry until our Chosia integrates. At least until we get to 477. We have more 3 stability for free. So we're about even now. We have more money. Let's learn what's going on. Still mad. Oh, it's not. It's not. 0.01 down. Now that area is still mad as a hatter there. There's just not a lot that can be said to those guys. This area, more loyal but coming down. Let's see if we can move more of these guys out. There's just not many to... I'm just gonna double check that. I guess we can get some guys from that Forontier area in here. Then get the rest to Zimira from wherever, deep in Massinia there. Again, the less pops are in this area, the faster they will assimilate and convert. So I tend to have better luck than not, just completely depopulating a troubled territory and then sending it to a city that has reasonable loyalty. So this area, there's essentially no one there any longer, and they will convert and assimilate at a much expedited clip. In fact, there's only one guy here. So he is going to convert, and he's not assimilating for whatever reason, because he has too many malices. He's already Macedonian. Persian. Oh, he's Persian, so that's an integrated culture group, that's why. Alright, so let's get these guys out of Zimira and out of the troubled territory. And then we can know that all that can be done has been done. Alright, so... is this area... we have the capacity in some of 5 pops here, and then... you know what? I bet we can move 20 guys here. We have the money for it. We'll get them here. It's not really all that many moves. This area has a fair amount of food, and then they'll convert, assimilate, and whatnot in this city and be more productive. And they won't be here, which is already sort of like turning negative loyalty because there's so many slaves mulling about the countryside. So let's move some guys from the outlying territories here, say, I don't know, go down to level 4 if we can, or lower. The goal in this game is to have no revolts. I have so many bonuses that I'm going for a revolt-free game. 0 revolts. That's the plan, the goal. Where's Bixta? It's here. We're just gonna move, and maybe leave those guys in Bixta just right now. How many guys are here? We have the 20 guys we're looking for. Let's get them out and see what that does. There we go. So move these guys to this area where they can go here or here. In fact, we have room for another 5. We'll probably go with more out of this territory here. As long as we're doing it, we may as well move 5 more. Why not take more? We'll just take more. So we'll move them here, and we could even move them. That's Gandhara. Anyway, we're going to move as many as we can. That's not our territory. I see. How about here? That's ours. So we're going to move them here. They should be relatively easy to find right here. We still have plenty of money. We're not going to run out mid-move. And we're going to solve this loyalty problem. Let's get these guys. We'll get 5 in here. Let's see. This territory is mildly disloyal. And maybe we'll just place these guys and then we'll figure out what to do. Let's move 20 of these guys. Turn a problem into a solution. I see. Loyalty, they come from a troubled area, and we're going to place them into cities where they'll become more happy, loyal, and productive. How much money do we have? 1,200 left. How is this territory here? Minus 0.04. This one is 0.10. If I had to say, we probably want this one to have some buildings. We'll have this one here as well. We'll have some buildings there as well. So that's essentially all of our money. We're broke again. But I think that this area will resolve. That's 0.25 down. Well, what can I do? Alright, so we lose... yeah, well... We'll not do that. We'll not do that. We're going to take the permanent bonus there and carry on. Oh. What in the heck is... What is that? Levy size multiplier. Is that a... Okay, for 60 months. What is... That's not a law, is it? Okay, so this Seleukid fellow, it looks as is a powerful general, a great number of troops. Despite our efforts to move away from reliance on upper classes, Talar chose demands that we change our policies on recruitment of soldiers so as to increase the power and influence of nobility. We should think twice before refusing such a powerful man. All right, well, that sounds good. Probably... Anyway, so he's down with the nobility thing and all. Unintegrated culture happiness, 4%. So that's not culture group happiness, so far as I can tell, just culture happiness. I don't think we have much of it. Integrated culture happiness, 5%. That sounds good. And then levy size, 10%. That's a huge bonus right there. Institutes military service. It doesn't say unintegrated culture group. So if we go here, I don't think we have any unintegrated culture group in the area at all. Anywhere. Have at it. Okay, so that should be a massive increase. It is. We have 91 we can have there now due to the 10% levy bonus. Well, that's that works against what could be coming shortly. We maybe want to save some money here to call up another entire army or 2 or 3 to this stack here. This would be army number 2, I believe. We should be able to recruit various... we can't do that. Why not? I see. We don't have the right laws to create legions. Okay, so it didn't say anything about a law, but it did, though. Okay, so we're going to change that back. I didn't read it right. We'll lose 15 stability as well. Okay. I sure do wish it would say something about law. You know what? I'm just not going to stand for it. I don't like to read those things in any great detail, as it didn't say, like, this is a law, and I didn't see it. I'm just going to change the thing back and give myself the stability. I'll be right back. Yeah, I don't know how I missed it. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, and I'd swear I just sort of scanned it. As I like to sort of play this game as a flow or have a cadence to it. I don't like to read every single detail, and it didn't say law. I personally think it should say, like, this is a law you're about to change. You might want to, like, think on this, but it didn't. So I'm not worried about it. I'll just give myself the stability back, and we'll change that law right back the way it was, and pretend that it did have that flashing light that says you're about to screw yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this law immediately back here to a royal guard, as such, and I believe I can have a 31.75 stability. So I think it's a ST. I'm going to check the. I'll be right back. All right, so it is STAB, and then 15. 16.7. There we go. So we have it back, and we're going to pretend that there was a neon light that said, this is going to change a law, this is going to change a law, don't do it unless you really want to change a law. Are you sure you want to change a law? Okay, I'm going to go out of the debug mode and then back to reality here. I'll be right back. That's what happens when you play a few too many hours at this game, and I think I streamed for an hour and a half this morning. I went on a 35-40 mile bike ride, came back, and decided to do another stream. Perhaps I'm not as acute or as able to concentrate as I would like to be, perhaps. Or perhaps there should be a neon sign that says, this is the law you're about to change. This is like not one of those weird pop-ups, or not some pop-up. You'd want to pay this extra special attention. So anyway, we'll carry on with this activity here. I think that our truce just expired, or is about to expire here, April 7. Okay, so let's find the truth of our ability to hire legions. It's back at 51, that's good for me. And we can hire a new legion if we wanted to, like so. Okay, so we've done it. We haven't screwed ourselves and lowered our stability needlessly. So we have a new omen. We're not going to take the happiness because we want to deify our ruler. So the only thing that we don't have at present is the popularity. I'm going to need to dredge up some popularity, and I believe winning a few wars is the way to do it. And let's see what our manpower is at here. 30,000, a near maximum. We have one merc stack here. I'm going to hire another couple of mercs. We're going to build out this army. If the day do strike, we'll stand down our mercs here. We'll hire these two bruisers, and we'll not worry, provided we can, we have the money to pay them. So we're going to have to keep a serious amount of money in the bank. But other than that, I think that's going to be the plan. I don't think Moria has much left. What are we going to do here? State religion, happiness, morale of armies. We'll take that. We'll take morale of armies. And we will build out this this other stack here. Let's see here. We want more of the same here, so let's so we'll build that. So that's, we have another 20 or thereabouts. So we'll take, say, 1, 2... We don't want to run out of food. We have a couple of engineers as well. And we'll have 6 there. 6 more there. And 2 more there. We'll see what happens with that. So we have 6 more units we can make. We'll have, say, 1, 2, and 3, 4. We want combat units. 5, 6. That should be sufficient. So now we're maxed out. We need to break this unit in half. What's our income now? We're not quite as well funded as before, but it's better than what one might expect hiring a bunch of mercs. So we need a general that's loyal. This guy's a 9. There's no malice there, just a bit of tyranny. Let's go ahead here and get this guy. Why I hired these guys right now, I don't know exactly what drives me. I think I am a bit off. So what we're going to do here, we're going to split this, and we'll get this guy down here, do some drilling, and wait. When do you integrate? Let's see here, 4, 7, 8 April, so less than 1 year away, he integrates. That's why, because we need to get this guy supplied with food, his morale raised, etc. et al. So we need all of that to happen. In fact, we want that to happen. And we need to find some mercs. Now, I'm going to scan around here on the board. It's a bit challenging to find them, but we're going to do it. Let's see here. This fellow, I think he has the skills to pay the bills. We're going to find, do we have another merc stack about? Let's see, this guy is a fairly fat stack. He has a 5 skill, though. So maybe if we hire this guy now, by the time he gets up to the combat zone, he'll be ready for action. Where is the... What is that? Mayura is at war with these guys. Alright, well that's good for me. As he will already be expending himself. And it looks as though this fellow has gotten the better of him. That's his former tributary there, who is allied with no one. So that's going to resolve quickly. The good news is we have these armies in the area. I'd imagine most of the Mayuran armies are going to be concentrated in this area. I'm going to send this merc down here. We're going to leave one of our Stratos, this first Taxus, to control this area, as I don't think there will be many forces there. So we need one more merc, a competent one. The question is, where is he or he going to come from? Is a 12 man here? Is a 9? Let's get him. How close is he? Not very, but I think in a year's time he'll probably be able to make it up to the front. We'll take him. Close enough. So luckily we didn't have to scan the map endlessly to find someone. We just did it. Is it as efficient as it could be? No. But it's done. We're doing it. On we go. Prosperity here. We have no need for gold, clearly. Now let's see here. We have we lose a bit of money. I don't want to do it. Who is this? Governor of Ariana. Reasonably loyal. How much money does he have? 519. He's going to become a little less loyal, but I think he can do it. Wow. These guys are serious. How many troops do they have? I don't know, roll him as well. I may have to roll him just to be able to annex this Morian territory. Maybe we'll not head down quite as far as we had imagined. He can't even hold his own territory here. Religious advances. We're almost at our foundry. One more. What was that? Well, that's his levy there, all right. All right, so this guy's beaten. Let's go forward here. So he's up to full speed. We'll get him drilling. Let's get up around this way. Here. And then we're going to have this guy wherever exactly he is. He's just moving at a fair clip. We'll get him here just to see what happens. He's made his he's reconquered this area. When do we integrate? Shortly. Our Achosia will integrate shortly, and we can recreate a client state. Boom, we've done it. We'll have these guys. Well, there went our popularity. Oh well. So we're no longer importing various things to various areas, and we'll learn exactly what we are importing and are not importing shortly here. So it looks as though we'd probably want to get some iron back on board here. I see we have no olives. Okay, so someone has stolen our olive surplus from us. We'll have to get that, which is maybe why those guys are so agitated. Okay, so we have I see we have only one die now. We'll just cancel that. And we need to have certainly iron for our war effort. We'll have Carthage, and we don't have any more. Why not? Oh, because we have no slots available. We need to cancel. I think we need to cancel some of these vegetables. And that as well. And we'll get another iron from the Armenians. Any other war? I see we have no horses. Everything else looks to be in order. We could probably lose this stone and get noble happiness. In fact, that's what we're going to do since we're not building anything at present. We'll reshuffle that. These guys will make our nobles happiness. What is the national noble happiness? 8%. We'll have that. We'll have another, say, from our Kuru territory. All right. So somehow we export probably a cloth and a horse from our capital territory. Let's see the truth of it. That's states. Okay, so let's look more closely. Apparently we just don't have it. Do we even have any cloth in our capital territory? We do. We have one here. And it looks as though we have just sort of run out of... We need 13 slaves. We only have 10. And we have... That's why we don't have it. Because they promote. And we need to get more slaves on there. We'll overcrowd them for a moment or two. From wherever... Let's see, these vegetables. No. How about outside the capital territory? How about we move some guys here and then on that cloth? I'm going to solve all this before we declare the war. Get some of these wine here. Anywhere from there is fine. Any Macedonians? We found one. That's a city. We're going to move them here, overpopulate that, and not worry. So we have 2 now. I'm pretty sure one of our horses is being exported. We're going to find the truth. Apparently not. Okay. So we have horses here. These guys have probably promoted as well. They surely have. And we're going to see about getting the sufficient number there to create a surplus. We need 13. We only have 12, so we need one more. One more pop is no problem. We'll get it from this other horse area. Boom. We have 2 just because. And now we have a proper surplus in order. All right. So here we have it. Doesn't really look like much, does it? For mighty Moria? I don't think Moria's... I don't think they... I think this is sufficient. I think it really is sufficient, and I don't think we'll run into a lot of trouble from these guys. Let's see, 10-3-1, no job. No job there either. We'll send option number 1. He gains popularity. That's not our Basilius. We lose 20 legitimacy. Or stability. Legitimacy is on the fall there. That's not going to do that much any good either there. And we're not worried about this legitimacy just right now. Let's see here. We'll have legitimacy man there. Maybe we can juice something here. We still have that ability to do it. Where is the legitimacy button? Here. So we'll get some tyranny. Cost us 10 PI. Let's do it. We'll do that. Not too much. Okay, so Moria has indeed crossed the threshold back to being in control of this situation. And we, of course, want to create a new client state here. What I want to do is move a sufficient number of Macedonian Hellenics to this area, but I think I'm going to do that in between episodes. What we're going to do is we're going to get some Macedonian Hellenics here. We're going to release that client state, and we're going to war with Moria. But we're pretty much set up to do it. Unless there are just some right here, right now, and ready. Wow, that's a massive city. So we'd have to move the capital to an area, say here, and come up with a sufficient number of Macedonian pops. Let's see if there are actually any. Maybe this is easier than I thought. Or maybe it's going to be harder. So there are none there. There are none there. And I would be surprised if there were. It doesn't look like there are many. It's only going to take really 3. Question is, have we assimilated 2 Hellenic Macedonians? I think that's from our Indo-Greek capital. So we have 2 Hellenic Macedonians that we can move from here. We're going to move them immediately. We have more here. 3. So we can move those guys here. And then say here. First, we want to move all of the pops out of the client state so that we don't have to reintegrate them. So we have a city here. We're going to move it out of this Karnal area. So Karnal has been evacuated. We have this area here. Sans Prasta. We're going to see if we can get some guys out of there. There. We get 7. We still have money. Okay. We're going to move some guys out of this Rotak area as well. 7 guys from there. That's where we're going, and that's where we're going. So we're going to just move these guys from Isukara to this new territory here. We're going to not worry about the overcrowding. How many guys are left here? 2 guys. Imagine they're wrong culture, wrong religion. They are. So what? We're going to move the provincial capital here. That's going to be not our capital. It's the provincial capital, loses 30 loyalty. So what? We're going to move these 3 Macedonian Hellenics from this territory here to the new capital and set up a puppet regime, and then conquer Mauryan territory with that new puppet regime. That's the plan, and we'll see if the capital moves by itself, then well, we're screwed. But I don't think we are. Like sometimes the capital will move back here at the end of the month, but it hasn't happened lately. So let's see. Where are these guys? They're there. We want to move them here. From Adristre. Where exactly that? There it is. There should be mass. There they are. 1, 2, and 3. So now we're going to move this guy to here from that area. Let's see. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll move them. I see. We moved them to the wrong area. No, it's here. And then there. And then here. So we're going to move those 3 Macedonians. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll move them here as well. 1, 2, 3. So by my best reckoning, and it usually happens this way, very rarely it will not, this is going to be Macedonian and Hellenic. At the end of the month, this thing will update, and we should be able to release that as a client state, as I'm sure we have 3 of 5 only. We can create 2 client states if we like. In fact, I may well just do that. Where did our other... we became a great power and got an extra slot. Good for us. So we theoretically could create another client state, say, somewhere around... Well, we'd take that or some other area where we wouldn't have to incur any aggressive expansion. So, I think let's let this update. And we'll let the end of the month come. August, I see. So this area should still be, is it the capital? It still is. Still Macedonian. And still Hellenic. So what that means is we just need to find the name of this province, Kuru, and release it as a client state. There it is right there. Turn Kuru into a client state. Let's do it. So we're no longer important when we need new dies, no problem. So this area should show as Macedonian Hellenic. Right? Hellenic, Macedonian. So good for us. He'll be able to Macedonianize and Hellenize the new territories that he conquers. And maybe they revolt or whatnot. If it were Macedonian Hindu, that would be better for us. But we'll take what we can get. It's our primary culture, primary religion. He's going to have our technology, I think. Yeah, he will. He will have these inventions, and there'll be a passive 0.50 tick and a plus 20% or more to the conversion of the areas that he takes. And we won't have to deal with it, nor will we have to get any aggressive expansion for our troubles. Looks as though he's annexed his former tributary. Well, good for us. I think we have a claim in that area. And maybe we'll take... we may as well have a new claim on this fellow as well. We'll take a little territory for ourselves. So where is this area exactly? Wherever it is, there are quite a few pops in it. Sure... It's here? SHURA. We're gonna do a search on it. There it is right here. So we'll take that, 162. Close enough. Alright, so we are ready for action. We're gonna have this client state take the vast majority of the territory, but I think we have a claim here, a legacy claim here, and then we just made one here. So we may take those two territories for ourselves. And we're going to orchestrate this war at the next episode. I hope to see you then.